you know. But that's a really simple way of expanding your energy, of getting yourself out of there. If you stop and you think, well, maybe I'm just feeling really excited, what would you do with that excitement energy? It's something totally different to what you would do with the angry energy, isn't it? Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So what are you going to do if you're dancing and you want the judges and the audience to notice you? How do you normally do that? Yeah, so you get your steps really tight. You know exactly what you're doing, and you put in a few fancy bits there. You know, you dress in a certain way that makes you feel really good, yeah? The girls wear their makeup and their hair in a certain way that makes them feel really empowered. Yeah, so you start to do that, right? But have you ever noticed some couples that just go on and they're like on fire? And you think, why can't I be like that, you know? What have they got? And they might not be as good looking, they might not have the form, but they just seem to be on fire. That's what I'm talking about, yeah? So if you can actually allow yourselves to breathe and to sort of, it's really hard for me because I've got to put into words what I feel. And feelings often are just feelings. You know, they don't have exact words. So instead of actually, being anxious and tense and coming together with that energy, if you came together with joy, with excitement, with a fullness, don't you think that the people are going to notice that more? Because it's bigger. Like, if two people come together in an argument, it's a lot, isn't it? You're watching two people argue, it's kind of scary. And you could walk away from it. You would literally go, okay, I'll get away from those two people. But if two people are laughing, you want to get close, you want to hear what they're saying. You know, you don't want to walk away from them. It's the same with you on the floor. If you go on the floor and you're cranky, you're nervous, you're angry, you've got some tension in your body, nobody wants to look at you. Do you see what I'm saying? You're just like these tight little balls that nobody can really see because you're hiding your energy. Remember I said it's excitement. And if you're used to hiding your excitement, you hide your energy. So if you were to actually go on the floor and say to your partner, oh, let's just go out and have some fun. Let's just have a bit of a, you know, turn around here, show everybody what we've got, really enjoy ourselves. I'm looking good and I'm feeling good. You know, what do you think people are going to see? They're going to see that. Instead of seeing this angry, tense, nervous thing, what they're actually going to see is this amazing couple that is setting the floor on fire simply because they're happy, they're joyous. Your emotions are a key to your dance. And that's why you have these emotions. You get upset with your partners. You get, you know, I don't know, sad with them. You get romantically involved with them. I don't know anybody who doesn't, you know, because it's normal. It's so sensual what you're doing. It's actually very normal to do that, you know. And so when you start cutting it off by being upset, oh, okay, this one doesn't want to go here, but this one wants to do this, and then this one, he's looking over there, not at me, you know, and you're getting upset, you're showing that on the floor. You're showing all your emotion because art or dance is very close to God. It's an energy that everybody feels. Anything artistic is close to God, isn't it? I'm not a religious person, but I do believe that there is a force that runs through us all that invokes something. It invokes very special feelings and a knowingness. Oh, that person is special. I feel good around that person. I feel safe. I feel comfortable. Right? So if you have the privilege to want to create through movement, you have a connection. You have a connection to emotions that most people don't have. And most of the time, those emotions are running riot because you don't know what they are or what to do with them. Am I right? Yeah. You're all going, oh, you know, and you don't know what to do with them. You know how to dance. You know how to yell at each other. You know how to tell each other, do this step, do that step. You know exactly how to do that. But how do you actually channel your emotion, not control them? Because controlling, again, is like this, right? It's contracting. Every time you contract your energy, nobody can see you. And nobody wants to see you. That's the important thing that I really want you to remember here today. Every time you contract, you'll feel it from now on, I'm telling you. You'll feel it immediately. Because I've said it quite a number of times, it's gone in. Every time you go to contract yourself, you're going to feel it. And you're going, I think that lady said that I was probably feeling excited, so I'm going to relax. And when you relax, the answer will come to the problem that you're trying to solve. The energy will come that you need, and the movement will come without you having to go, is it, you know, it'll just happen. That's what I mean by flow, if you allow yourself to flow. If you allow yourself to be.
How do you just relax?
Breathing. No, breathing is the most important thing you can do for relaxing and being honest, right? So when you're with your partner, right, and you're dancing and you're getting frustrated because they're not doing what you want them to do or it doesn't look right, you get angry, right, and go, move like this. I know because my husband's a dancer, right? So I know that thing of, oh, you're not doing it right, okay? You stop, and instead of saying, you didn't do that right, you didn't move right, you say, I'm feeling frustrated, I don't know what to do. You take it to the I, to yourself. Don't project it onto that person, because that's not where it belongs. If you give it to your partner where it doesn't belong, they can't figure it out because it's not theirs. So how can they figure it out? They can't. Only you can. So if you start to feel frustrated, acknowledge, oh, I'm really frustrated, you're not doing it right, I don't know how to make you do it right, I don't know how to make you do it right. How many times have you heard that statement? I don't know how to make you do it right. Yeah? So what you're doing is you're projecting everything onto the other person instead of being honest. If you breathe 5 seconds, you take an in-breath for 5 seconds and an out-breath for 5 seconds into your heart, or here, the center of your chest, or into your stomach for about 3 to 5 minutes, you'll relax. That's how you'll relax. But it needs to be in 5 seconds. Count of 5 in, count of 5 out. Medically proven, okay? It will relax you. It's what people do with anxiety. Yeah? And talk to yourself. Okay, I'm only anxious here. I'm really excited. I'm not anxious, I'm excited. Wow, I have so much energy running through me right now that I could do anything. That's actually what's happening. You've got so much energy that you actually don't know what to do with it. Yeah? So, any other questions? What to do? Yeah?
In dancing terms, those of us that are teachers or judges, this is great what you're saying, because you see a couple that has false confidence, you know, they're transmitting this positive energy, but it's forced and
it's really tense.
Yeah, as opposed to someone who you see has come onto the floor, they're prepared, they're sort of saying, I did it a second, I'm prepared, I'm so confident, we feel great. And the false confidence is almost ugly and offensive. And the natural confidence is just so appealing and attractive.
Yeah.
So that's
what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's and you can't do it if you're both like that, you can't actually come together and move, you know? So the synergy can't happen. You know how it is when there's that synergy between dancers and you're just watching and experiencing something that's so magical. You're like, oh my God, they've merged, they've become one. You can't do that if you're tense. You can't do that if you're angry. And that's the magic of dance, because it really is an expression of giving and receiving, of male and female. And that means that, really, in dance, I used to do workshops for couples, you know, and not dancers, but just for couples who were having problems. And how I started doing this was I started to get my husband to come in and teach them to dance. And I'm telling you that the wives would be like this, and the husbands would be treading on their toes, and everybody would be all stiff, and here, nothing going on at all, you know? And you could really see what was happening in the relationship. And that's what sort of clicked with me, you know? I went, oh yeah. Because it really is about the woman surrendering. But the woman doesn't want to surrender because she wants to be in control. She wants to be heard. She wants to have her say. She wants to be acknowledged. And she really perceives that if I surrender, it means I'm giving up. But that's not what it's about. In dance, the more, haven't you noticed, the more that the woman surrenders and becomes soft, the more pliable she is, the more energy she gives the man, the more creative they can become as a couple. For the man, it's all about directing the energy, isn't it? So she's kind of supplying this instrument and he's directing it, he's moving it, he's showing it. So you've got to get used to communicating with each other and stop this thing of, you're telling me what to do too much, you know? Learn to communicate, learn how to say it in a nice way to each other rather than screaming at each other, you know? Do we have any other questions? Yeah.
When we're saying about confidence, how do you build confidence? Because confidence isn't, you know, always related to excitement.
That's right.
And, usually, sometimes with confidence, you need to get, like, sometimes you feel like you need to get results to become confident. What if you're not getting the results?
It's a really good question, because you've got to look at why you aren't getting the results. Okay, so it's true that confidence comes from actually achieving, right? So I know that I'm good at doing a certain thing, so I don't have a problem with it at all. Right? You've got to think of something else that you're really good at, that you have confidence in, and sort of move that to the thing that you don't have confidence in, and say to yourself, it's like self-talk, you say, well, you know, I wasn't good at that when I started, but now I'm really good at it. So really, it's just a matter of me persevering. And have confidence in your ability to be persevering. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So self-talk can be really damaging. When we sort of say, oh my God, I'm a loser, I can't control myself, you know, I'm stupid. I mean, I've seen grown men bash their head like this and say, I'm so stupid, when they've done something. I mean, you know, if you're talking about neurolinguistics, to actually touch someone at the time that you're saying something horrible, it's like, it gets totally ingrained in your body. So one of the things you can actually do, to be honest, is you can start giving yourself a trigger. And a physical trigger is something that you repeatedly do when you feel good. You take a memory of something that you feel confident about, and you really feel it really strongly. You visualize it, you feel it really strongly. And then, as you feel it, and you say to yourself, wow, I'm really good at that, do something like this, or like pulling your ear, just something physical that's a touch, and it locks that feeling into your body. And then every time you need that feeling, you just do it again. And that feeling will come through your body. Okay? It's really, and particularly when you're young, it's a good thing to learn.